Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here. After a long hiatus, I'm back. I've just been going through a lot of things in life and everything. So anyway, regardless of all that, I'm going to try to do some fan testing while my dad and my brother are on vacation. So I just have my mom, so there's no car here. Anyway, regardless of that, we have this beautiful 2000 Casablanca Delta II in the wonderful polished brass finish. This has very bleached oak blades, like they're very bleached oak, like it's to the point where they're almost white. These are the lightest bleached oak blades I've ever seen. So anyway, I have it on a recalled hang true because there was already a brass hang true hanging in here and I didn't feel like changing it out. It actually didn't come with one anyway. So this is one of two brass Delta IIs and a Lady Delta that I have acquired from the Lake Highlands Restore in the past few months. I've been getting fans, I just haven't had time or motivation to really test them or film anything. Anyway, regardless, we'll go ahead and demonstrate it, starting with the light kit. It is not an OEM Casablanca light kit, however, I have plenty of pendants, so it looks nice. It's a schoolhouse, of course. And we'll go ahead and start off the fan on low and forward. So this is a very nice but basic look here. This is very buildery. Flywheel, or I think, oh yeah, I remember. I think these blade arms are bent a little bit. That's what it looks like. So as you can see, it's concealed hardware. This would have been the last year for the Delta II. And starting in 2001, they discontinued it and started selling the Delta III in like finishes like brushed nickel and oil rub bronze. I'm not sure if they had. I know they've had them in white as well. I don't know if they had brass ones or antique brass, polished brass, or any of that. I'm not entirely sure. I've only seen brushed nickel, oil rub bronze, and white. And I've seen both pull chain and IntelliTouch Delta 3s. They were sold at the Home Depot Expo Design Centers. But actually, the showroom I work at requested for us to be able to sell them, so we also got to sell them, which is kind of cool. So yeah. Alright, and medium. Oh dang it, my camera's running out of battery. Wonderful. As for most XLP fans I've found, the bearings are perfect. I didn't put any effort to clean this because I didn't feel like it. It's so hot in my garage that I didn't feel there was a point. So I just let it and put it up as is pretty much. So I apologize for a little bit of dust and everything else that's on this fan. In high speed. So as typical, it moves a ton of air. Has a slight humming sound. Not sure if that's just because of loose screws. Probably is. But because this is a Permalock down rod and a recalled hang true, this thing is locked in place pretty much. I'm also not using a recall clip because I don't use them unless the ball is actually visibly going to fall out, which most of my fans are not like that, so I don't feel the need to use them unless, you know, especially for testing. I don't see the point in doing that because I know it's not going to fall. But I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. I'm just saying I personally don't use them. I actually don't even own any. I've never needed to, really. Alright, I'll do a spin down just from here, the light switch. Oh, actually humming sound is the dryer, because it's continuing. Okay. So yeah, and as always, I will do the 5-blade configuration as well. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. Well, this portion rather. And we'll go ahead and move on to the 5-blade configuration. Here we have the 5-blade configuration. This is very extremely basic. Even more so than the 4-blade, because this is absolutely like bare bones builder quality looks pretty much. So we have the light, of course. And go ahead and start the fan off on low. So it's definitely apparent that one of these blades is pretty badly bent downward. I think it's the one that I just added. Not entirely sure, but it might be. It didn't look this bad before. So we'll see how it performs on high. Here's medium speed. In the catalogs, this fan actually would have been considered the Delta, not the Delta II, but it's still a Delta II. And of course the tag does not say the model name on it, because by that point they stopped doing that. I believe 92 or 93 or 94, one of those 3 years is when they stopped putting the model name on the tag. And then they brought it back when they moved the serial number and all that stuff, all the other information like the model number, onto the top of the motor. And they brought back the model name designation deal, but they just had a plain Casablanca tag, you know. Okay, and high speed. Doesn't really wobble that much more than it did earlier. Partly because of the, what's it called? The thing. Permalock, yeah, there we go. Permalock being in a recalled hang true. I will say I kind of like this better with 5 blades actually, aside from the fact that one of the arms is bent. Sorry that this bike, for some weird reason, you can't see it on camera, but the hook keeps twisting, and the bike for some weird, strange reason has, without me touching it at all, keeps twisting and moving towards the camera and that tripod. I don't know why, and it's really taking me off. It's annoying. So I'm just kind of trying to stand in the way of it. So there's that. Yeah, I really do like Delta II's as Schoolhouse Globes. I don't really own, this is the first polished brass Schoolhouse fitter that I've had in a while, because the last one I had, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, the hickey is what they call a little thing that goes around the socket, that holds the socket. That's called a hickey. Look it up, it really is. I wish I was lying, but so that metal piece broke off because I had a 3 or 4 pound LED bulb in it when it was on the Olympia, and then the fan wobbled so bad that the bulb would just shake continuously, and it just broke it at one point. It just broke it. Like, I was so surprised. It just broke the metal. So I haven't found a polished brass or bought a polished brass 4-inch fitter since. Now I have 3, I believe. Yeah, one on Lady Delta I got, one on this Delta II, and then one on an old Jacksonville Williamsburg. Alright, and that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. This was my newly acquired 1990, oh yeah, I blew that, 2000 Casablanca Delta II. The reason I said 1990 is because until now, the only polished brass Delta II I had was from 1990. And I actually don't have very many 2000s fans at all. In fact, this is the second one that I have from the 2000s. First one being the Ventura 2. So it's weird for me to say 2000. I'm used to saying 1980 something, 1990, because that's pretty much all my Casablancas are from the 80s or 90s. And then a few are from the 70s. So anyway, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed, and sorry that I've been gone for so long, but I'm back.